Hello all, good morning. I hope all of you are doing well. This is our 10th video on chapter 2 mathematical figures in the computer. So in our last class we have learned the activity 1, how to measure the angles between lines. Then if the point labels or point names are invisible, how to make them visible. Then how to save the files created in GeoGebra application. Then what is the use of intersecting tool. So these topics we have learned in our last class. Today we are going to do our second activity, that is angles in parallel lines. Then we'll learn about corresponding angles, alternate angles, co-interior angles and co-exterior angles. So let's start with our first activity for today's class, that is angles in parallel lines. So we have opened the GeoGebra application. Our activity is angles in parallel lines. So we have to draw two parallel lines. How to draw parallel lines? For that, select the segment tool and draw a segment. For that, click at a point, move the mouse, then click at another point. Now we got the line segment AB. Now we have to draw another line parallel to this line segment AB. For that, we have to select the parallel line tool, then put a dot little away from this first line. We will put a dot here. Now we got the point C. Now click on this first line segment AB. Now we got a line parallel to the first line segment AB through this point C. This is how we draw parallel lines. Now we have to draw another line that intersect these two parallel lines. For that, again select the segment tool, then draw a line segment which intersects these two parallel lines. For that, click at a point, move the mouse and click at another point. Now we got a line segment that intersects these two parallel lines. Now we have to find out the intersection points of these lines. For that, we have to select the intersect tool, click on this line, click on the second line. We got the intersection point. Now click on this line, click on the second line. We got that intersection point. Now we have to measure all the angles between these lines. How to measure the angles? For that, we have a angle tool. First, I have to find the angle between these lines, that is angle CFD. So I have to click on these points in anti-clockwise direction. So I will click on D, F, C. I got that angle. Now to find this angle, that is angle CFG, I have to click on these points in anti-clockwise direction. So I'll click on C, F, G. I got that angle. Now we'll find this angle, angle AGD. So click on these points in anti-clockwise direction. So D, G, A. Now to find this angle, click on the points in anti-clockwise direction. A, G, E. Now we'll use the move tool to move these labels into correct position. Now again use the angle tool and find the remaining angles. To find this angle, click on these points in anti-clockwise direction. So E, G, B, I got that angle. Then for this angle, click on B, G, D. Again I am using the move tool to move the labels to correct position so that it is clearly visible. Now we have to find these two angles also. For that we need a point here in this line. So use the point tool and make a point in this line. We got the point H. Now select the angle tool. Now we have to find the angle DFH. So click on the points in anti-clockwise direction. H, F, D. Then find this angle, that is HFE. So click in anti-clockwise direction. E, F, H. Now I'll use the move tool and move these labels like this. Now we got all the angles between these lines. Now let's save this file into our folder. How to save a file created in GeoGebra software that we have learned in our last class. So go to File menu. From that select Save. Then a window appears. From here we have to select the location where this file should be saved. So I'm selecting Home folder. In that Documents folder. Then give a name for this file. I'm giving the name Parallel Lines. Then click on this Save button. Now this file is saved in the Documents folder in Home folder. This is how we can save the files. Next we learn what is corresponding angles, alternate angles, co-interior angles and co-exterior angles. What do you mean by corresponding angles? See these two angles colored in red color. These two angles are a pair of corresponding angles. These two angles colored in red is another pair of corresponding angles. Now these two angles colored in red color, it is another pair of corresponding angles. Now these two angles in red color, these are the last pair of corresponding angles. So we have 4 pairs of corresponding angles here. So what is the speciality of corresponding angles? The corresponding angles are always equal. Consider the first pair of corresponding angles, that is angle DFC and angle DGA. The angles are equal, that is 114.05 degree. Then consider the second pair of corresponding angles, that is angle DFH and DGB. The angles are equal, that is 65.95 degrees. Then the third pair of corresponding angles, that is angle HFE and angle BGE. The angles are equal, that is 114.05 degree. Then the last pair of corresponding angles, that is these angles colored in red color, they are also equal, that is 65.95 degree. So we can conclude that when two parallel lines are intersected by another line, the corresponding angles will be always equal. Now what is alternate angles? Here consider the angles colored in red color. This is one pair of alternate angles. Now consider these angles in red color. This is another pair of alternate angles. So what is the speciality of alternate angles? Here alternate angles are also equal. See these angles, it is 65.95 degree. And the other pair of corresponding angles, that is 114.05 degree. So when two parallel lines are intersected by another line, the alternate angles will be also equal. Now what is co-interior angles? See these angles in red color. It is a pair of co-interior angles. Now consider these two angles in red color. It is another pair of co-interior angles. What is the speciality of co-interior angles? Here the angle is 114.05 degree and here the angle is 65.95 degree. What is the sum of these two angles? It is 180 degree. That means always the sum of co-interior angles will be 180 degree. Now consider this pair of co-interior angles. Here also this angle is 65.95 degree and this angle is 114.05 degree and the sum is 180 degree. So when two parallel lines are intersected by another line, the sum of co-interior angles will be 180 degree always. Now what is co-exterior angles? Consider these angles in red color. It is a pair of co-exterior angles. Now consider these two angles in red color. It is another pair of co-exterior angles. Here the angle is 65.95 degree. Here the angle is 114.05 degree. What is the sum of these angles? It is 180 degree. Now consider this pair. This angle is 114.05 degree and this angle is 65.95 degree. The sum is 180 degree. So when two parallel lines are intersected by another line, the sum of co-exterior angles will also be 180 degree always. So this is about corresponding angles, alternate angles, co-interior angles and co-exterior angles. Now in your textbook in page number 20, two tables are given. One is for corresponding angles and the second table is for alternate angles. Then in page number 21 also two tables are given. One table is co-interior angles and second table is co-exterior angles. Now how to fill these four tables? For that, here we have to use the move tool. Then we can change the position of any point like this. By moving the mouse, the position of that point will be changed. When we change the position of a point, the angles in between these lines also change. So we have to change the position of a point, then angles will change, then measure the angles and fill this table. Then again change the position of any one point, then angles will change, measure the angles, then fill this table. In this manner, we have to fill these four tables. Consider the first two tables, that is the tables for corresponding angles and alternate angles. After filling these two tables, we can see that always the corresponding angles will be equal and always the alternate angles will be equal in between parallel lines. Then by filling these two tables for co-interior angles and co-exterior angles, we can conclude that when two parallel lines are intersected by another line, always the sum of co-interior angles will be 180 degree and the sum of co-exterior angles will be 180 degree. So now you can't do these activities in your lab, so no need to fill these tables, okay? Now in extended activities section also two questions are given. The first question is open GeoGebra software and draw a parallelogram. Then draw diagonal lines to combine the opposite vertices. Mark the intersection points. Prove that this point is the midpoint of the diagonals. So we have to draw a parallelogram. For that, select the segment tool. Click at a point. Move the mouse. Click at another point. Now from A, we have to draw another line segment. So click on A, move the mouse, click on another point. Now we got two line segments, AB and AC. Now we have to draw a parallel line through this B, which is parallel to AC. How can we draw that? For that, select the parallel line tool. Select the parallel line tool. Click on this line segment AC. Then click on this point B. Now we got a line parallel to the line segment AC that passes through the point B. Now we have to draw another line which is parallel to this line AB that passes through this point C. So click on this line segment AB. Then click on this point C. Now we got a line segment parallel to AB that passes through C. Here we have to find the intersection point of these two lines. For that, select the intersect tool. Click on the first line. Click on the second line. We got the intersection point. Now we have drawn a parallelogram. Here the line segment AB is parallel to CD. Then AC is parallel to BD. So we have got a parallelogram. Now we have to draw the diagonals for this. How to draw the diagonals? We have to join the points A and D and the points C and B. For that, select the segment tool. Click on this point C, then click on this point B. Now click on A, then click on D. So we got the diagonals of the parallelogram. Now we have to find the intersection point of the diagonals. So select the intersect tool. Click on first diagonal. Click on second diagonal. So we got the intersection point of these two diagonals. Now what is the question? We have to prove that this point E is the midpoint of the diagonals. That is, first diagonal is AD and E is the midpoint of AD. We have to prove that AE is equal to ED. Similarly, for this diagonal BC, we have to prove that E is the midpoint of that diagonal. That means we have to prove BE is equal to EC. How can we measure this? So we have to select the distance or length tool. Select that. Now we are going to measure AE. Click on A. Click on E. We got the measurement AE. Now we'll click on E. Then click on D. We got the measurement ED. See the measurements. AE is 4.12, ED is 4.12. That means AE is equal to ED. So E is the midpoint of AD. Now we can measure this diagonal. Click on C. Click on E. We got the measurement CE. Now click on E. Then click on B. We got the measurement EB. See these two measurements. This is 2.53 and this is 2.53. They are equal. That means CE is equal to EB. That means E is the midpoint of BC. Now consider the second question. Construct the triangle ABC using GeoGebra in which AB is equal to 5 cm, BC is equal to 6 cm and AC is equal to 4 cm. So we have to draw a triangle and the measurements are already given. So how to draw a triangle or a line segment with a given measurement? So first we'll draw a line segment AB which is 5 centimeters in length. For that, here we have segment with given length tool. Select this tool. We are going to draw the line segment AB with measurement 5 centimeters. So click at a point, we got A. Then this window appears. Here we have to give the measurement. We have to give 5 centimeters. Then click OK. Now we got a line segment AB with the measurement 5 centimeter. We'll select the distance or length tool and find the length of this line. Click at A, then click at B. AB is 5. So we got the line segment AB with a 5 centimeters length. Now we have to draw a line segment BC which is 6 centimeters in length and AC which is 4 centimeters in length. How can we draw that? We'll draw it with the help of circles. Here we have circle, center and radius tool. Select that. Then click on this point B. Then this window appears. Here we have to give the radius for that circle. In our question, it is given that the line segment BC should be 6 centimeters in length. So we'll give 6 centimeters as the radius of this circle. We'll give 6. Then click on OK button. Now we got a circle with radius 6 centimeters and center B. Now we'll draw another circle which has A as the center and radius 4 centimeters, which is the measurement given to the line segment AC in our question. Okay, we'll draw a circle with the center A. So click on A. Now this window appears. Here we have to give the radius for that circle. I am giving 4 centimeters, which is given in our textbook. as the length of line segment AC and click on OK button. Now we got another circle with center A and radius 4 centimeters. Now we have to find the intersection points of these two circles. For that, select the intersect tool. Click on first circle, then click on second circle. We got the two intersection points of these two circles. Here we got the point C. We will join AC and BC. For that, select the segment tool. Click on A, then click on C. After that, click on B, then click on C. Now we got the line segments AC and BC. We'll measure the length of these two line segments. For that, select the distance or length tool. Click on A, then click on C. AC is 4 centimeter. Then click on B, click on C. BC is 6 centimeter. So we have constructed a triangle ABC with given measurements with the help of circles. Now let's summarize. Today we have done our second activity, that is angles in parallel lines. We have drawn two parallel lines, then another line that intersect these two lines. With the help of intersect tool, we have found out the intersection points of these lines. Then using the angle tool, we have measured all the angles in between these lines. Then we have found that always the corresponding angles will be equal, alternate angles will be equal, sum of co-interior angles will be 180 degree and sum of co-exterior angles will be 180 degree. After that, we have done the extended activities given in our textbook. So children, I hope all of you are clear with the topics that we have discussed today. By this video, we are completing our second chapter. So see you next class. Bye.